Hi guys, today we are going to be making of macaroons. Macaroons, not macarons.
Okay, going back and editing this later, I actually mean macarons. I say macaroons like 30 times in the beginning, saying macaroons, not macarons, when I really mean to say macarons. We're making macarons, okay? We're making macarons. It's already been decided.
Macarons are little cookies with filling in between. They have the little tiny feet that are so distinctive on them. Macarons are made of coconut. Today we're making macaroon. Make cookies and cream. Both of these recipes are from tasty.com. So thanks to them, I get to make these recipes. This is actually my first time making them. So we're gonna see how this turns out. To make these, you're going to need eggs, sugar, powdered sugar, almond flour. You need to use almond flour. In all the recipes, one thing's the same. Everybody's using almond flour for these. Crushed chocolate cookies, those chocolate and cream cookies. You're gonna need the cream for the filling, and then crush up the cookies so they're super fine for the cookie. And then you're gonna need some dark cocoa powder. It also calls for some black food coloring. That's just to make it a little bit darker so it actually looks like the cookies and the cookie and cream ones, but I don't think we need it, so we're just gonna do it without it today. So first we're gonna have to separate our eggs. We need 3 egg whites, so what we're gonna do is clear this out. And we're gonna take 2 little glass bowls here, and what you can do if you have an egg separator like this, you can use this. I prefer to use this, but there's another way. I'll do it with one of the other eggs. So what you can do, you know how to use an egg separator. I'm guessing you just crack it in. So let's do that. Okay, so now there is another way to do this. I'm going to grab a paper towel and set that on real quick. Okay, so what I also like to do sometimes is take the egg, crack it, make sure to crack it on the table, and then keep it in the shell, and you can just kind of do it back and forth like this to get all the whites out. Does the exact same thing. Okay, so now we're just gonna set this aside. We don't need these egg yolks. Just make some scrambled eggs later. Tastes delicious. Anyway, so now we're gonna take this. I forgot to mention, you also are going to need a stand mixer. One of the best things a baker can have is a stand mixer that can be used for so many things, and your utensils and stuff. You're gonna want to put your whisk attachment on your stand mixer and put your eggs in there. There you go. And then just let those sit for a minute and measure out your sugar. And just set that over there. We've got these in. You got your whisk attachment, and just make sure you lock it and make sure the bowl is locked in place. And now you're just gonna kind of beat these until they're frothy. You can do this with a hand mixer, but to save time today, I'm going to do it with this nice, beautiful white stand mixer. Okay, so let's just put it on. slowly increase it. Don't do it all at once or else it's most likely to spill out. Now we're just going to beat this until frothy. Okay, I'd say that's pretty frothy. So now you're going to unlock it. Just check it out. Looks good. Okay, make sure you lock it again. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to keep beating it and add this sugar slowly. And you want it to keep going until stiff peaks form. This means you can take it out and the peak of it will just stick there. You can also do it, this is more dangerous in case you haven't gotten stiff peaks. You should be able to put it over your head and nothing falls out. So we're going to start it again and slowly add our sugar. Soft peaks, let's see. Yeah, we made the soft peaks, so we just need to go for a little bit longer. I think we're getting even closer, so let's check. Ooh! Oh, I think we made it. See how it comes up? It doesn't fall back down. Okay, so now we're going to take off the whisk and make sure you have a paper towel. So we'll come back when we get this all set. Okay, so now I have a mixture of all the dry ingredients here. The powdered sugar, cookie crumbs, flour, and cocoa powder. So now we have a sifter over this bowl, a lovely mesh sifter, and we're going to sift all of this in here, and I'd recommend not doing all of it at once. So we're just going to set that aside. We've done about half of it, so now we're going to sift this, and I'll come back when it's completely sifted in. Okay, so now we got that all sifted in. We need to fold it in, which just means taking a spatula and just slowly getting everything in. So here we go. Okay, so some people say this is like the texture of lava when it's finished. I don't know. I've never really seen lava personally, but it could be. So it's bound to be a little bit grainy. That's normal. It's supposed to be grainy and it's supposed to be kind of like a meringue. So you don't want to overmix it because the recipe says the macaroons will not rise if you do it. Sorry, the macarons. So now this is done, we're going to, you can add in the food coloring, but you don't have to. I'm not, because I think this looks like a nice chocolatey color already. I don't think it needs to be darker. And now you're going to preheat your oven to 285 degrees Fahrenheit, which is also 140 degrees Celsius. I've already done that, so mine's all ready. So I'll show you now how to pipe this onto the tray. Okay, so now you need a baking sheet lined with parchment. I used just a tiny bit of my batter to glue down the parchment a little bit. And now you're going to need a piping bag. Don't worry about the tip. You're only going to need the tip for the filling. So what you're going to do, open up your bag and roll it down. I find that rolling it down is going to help with it. A little tip my mom gave me. And now you're just going to put batter into here. Don't squeeze it all the way down because I haven't cut the tip. You're going to do that last for macarons. Put it in. So I'm going to be back when this is filled and the tip is filling these. And now what we're going to do, these have to sit for, if you need to clean these up a little bit, that's okay. Just kind of can go around them with something. Just kind of you need to make them more circular, that's perfectly fine. You can just clean up that a little bit. Okay, anyway, now these have to rest so that they form a little skin on top and dry out. First, you just want to kind of bang them on the table a little bit. Get all the air bubbles out, so let's do that. Set that aside. The other one. Set that aside. So now we're going to let these dry, and then they'll be all ready to go in the oven. So let's get those ready. So now these should have like a little skin over the top. And it's time to put them in the oven. To make the frosting, I've put some milk and vanilla in the bowl, and I'm going to add in my softened butter. Well, first, probably have to unlock that. That'll be nice. Okay. There we go. Now we're just going to whip that a little bit so it's all nice and fluffy. Then we'll add in our powdered sugar and cream filling. So it calls for about 2 cups of powdered sugar, I believe. So we're putting in 1 and we're going to mix that. Start on low and then gradually get higher so it doesn't poof. Now we're going to add in our other cup of powdered sugar and our cream. So I'll be back when this is nearly complete. Now I want to add in my own little thing. I have a lot of leftover cookie crumbs, so I'm going to add just a little bit of that in. That a little bit. Doesn't that look nice? Cookies and cream. Filling. So if you want, you can taste just a little bit, just to make sure it tastes okay. That's good. So now you can keep this in a cool place. You can put it in the fridge or put it in a shadier spot so that it doesn't melt, but hopefully, because sometimes if you put it in the fridge it'll get too hard, but we don't have much longer to wait, so the macarons are almost done drying, so now we just have to wait for a little bit, and I'll be back when it's time to put them into the oven. Finally got them out of the oven. Fun fact, I've been here for 9 hours? 6 hours? 6 hours. And it has taken me 2 more tries after that batch that I showed you to actually get them like this. The first batch was runny on the inside, and the second batch was pretty much just as bad. A little bit better, though. But these are actually good. So I have a few tips before we start filling them. 1, let them rest for an hour. 2, bake them for 20 minutes. So, yeah, letting them rest for an hour actually really helps. Just make sure to pound this little bit out of them, the little dot bump up there. It's not really supposed to happen, but it's okay. So now we have to let this defrost. It's like hard now, so back when this is defrosted and it's time to fill them. Now that these are out of the oven and all cool, and we got this back to normal texture, you're going to take one, put it down, and just put a little dollop of your cream there. Take another one, sandwich it on top, make sure it's all even. If you want to, you can take like a little spatula or something and clean up the edges. I'm going to do that when I'm done. And then there's one. So we're going to fill all these. Okay, so now that we've got these filled, they're going to be more on the way, but I'm just going to fill those later. But you can kind of just arrange them however you want. There's the dreaded macaron tower formation. That one's supposed to be really hard to get all stacked, but either way, you can arrange it however you want, and now you've got your beautiful little cookies and cream macarons. So enjoy them. Thanks for watching. Hope if you make these at home, they turn out a lot better than they did the first 2 times for me. Just remember, let them dry for about an hour and put them in the oven for about 20 minutes. I would just like to note that I used a gas oven. So it could be different if you're using a different kind of oven. And I would again like to give credit to tasty.com where I got the recipe from these.